So guys, today I'm going to plant some onions, and if you want to come along with me, we'll do that together. So today I'll be planting the ailsa Craig, some Tokyo long bunching onions, and an assortment of onions from my garden last year. As I always try to promote is save your own seeds whenever possible, because you never know when you won't be able to get seeds. And this just says mixed onions 2020. So what this is all those starburst flowers off the top of the onion that's gone to seed. I've saved, and I just threw them in cut them off and threw them in a bag, dried them out, then threw them in a Ziploc bag. And I will be trying to separate what's left of the flower. I don't know if you guys can see that. And into these seeds here. It's probably not a really good shot, but that's what I'm going to show you. So let's start. So I'm going to start by saying I'm using leftover half-pound containers. I think they're half-pound containers of the for when you go buy mushrooms at the store. I try to save and reuse. These are containers here that I've gotten with onions in the past. I just try to reuse. I think reusing is always more efficient than recycling. So if you can, save your containers, reuse them, put them somewhere safe where they don't see the sun and break, dry out, crack. So I'm going to try to reuse these and those. So let's start with the soil. I don't know if you guys can see the soil here. I've mixed up some potting soil and got it to about the right moisture. I believe it's the right moisture. And I judge that by if I can squeeze it hard enough to maybe get a drop of water out of it. It's right there. You want it to kind of clump and hold together and then gradually fall apart. You don't want it to hold together like a chunk, but you do want it to kind of hold together a little bit, but then easily break apart. So this is about what I think is the right moisture on these on this soil. And this is just a standard potting mix, not a starting mix. I have starting mix, but I just use what I have in the potting mixes. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these up like so, real gentle. Right. Just fill it up loosely. You don't want to compact these because you want these roots to have a place to run to. And then I'm going to leave a little bit, about a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, I don't know if that can show on the camera, of, I'm going to call this freeboard. This is area above the top of the pot, about a 1/4 inch. I'll do that. I'm going to just go ahead and fill these up real quick. Real simple, knock them in, knock it down. And these are again just mushroom containers from my local grocer when I buy mushrooms for my dinner. Got 3 of these. And I have 3 of these containers that I had last year. These are all perforated, so they'll free drain. I don't know if the light's showing through to show that perforation or not, but I'll stick it up there if I can't. If it doesn't show on the camera, I'll stick it in the footage up in the corner up here somewhere. Oops, throw it on the floor. Don't do that. In my wife's kitchen. She's going to kill me. She doesn't have a lot of humor for some of my hobbies. She's very tolerant, although not finding it humorous most of the time. All right, so again, same thing. Loosely fill the container, knock it down so I have a little bit of material, a little bit of plastic showing, because I'm going to go ahead and kind of top these a little. All right. There we go. full. Too much material. Okay, there we are. So I have 6 containers here. And slide the soil out of the way. Rinse a little dirt off your hands. And I will start with the ailsa. So the ailsa Craig is this remarkable, fantastic onion. I got these from Baker Creek, and I suggest everyone gets their seeds from Baker Creek. You got free shipping, tremendous selection. Everything is non-GMO and non-hybridized, so you can save all your seeds. You can save your seeds, which again I say save your seeds. Don't spend money if you don't have to. You don't know when you won't be able to get seeds. Right now we can still get seeds, but in 5 or 10 years there may be a moratorium or something may happen where you can't get seeds. So save your own seeds. These are the ailsas. Now the ailsa is a fantastic onion. It gets 3 to 5 pounds. So to give you an idea, this is a 3-pound onion. It's a beast. And I have this is like it's a little small comparatively. This is kind of what you get from the store, or a little bit, maybe twice as big as that. But this guy, this beast, is a 3-pounder. So if I can see a 5-pounder, that'll be awesome. I have never personally grown a 5-pound onion. That'll be a heck of a giggle. I'll shoot for it this year. We'll see. Don't hold your breath, guys. I'm not that good. Give it a shot. There's a little bit of effort, I think, that goes into growing a 5-pound onion. So what I'm going to do, open this up, and I'm going to trickle a few seeds in here. Not rocket science. And I am going to plant them thick. So with the onions, you want to plant them thick, and just trickle them in just as thick as you can get them, because they'll take that crowding when they first come up. So go ahead and plant them as thick as you feel you can. Literally onion on top of onion. And I'll do this a couple times. I'll change my camera angle when I get a chance to show you on another one. I'll set this aside and I'll plant some more ailsas there. Show you a close up of what I'm doing right here. Put those as close as I can. And then I'm just going to put a little skiff of material on top. Just as light as I can manage, 1/4 inch or so. Not even a 1/4 inch. It's less than 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch of material, and I can still see onions showing. They don't really need to be buried very well the way that I do it. The way a lot of other people do it is going to be different. This is the way I do it. Just a skiff of material on top. Still have a lot of onion seeds showing, but what I do, rather than burying onions, what I do is I will take some cellophane. This is me, and this is the way I do it. If I'm wrong, throw it in the comments. Say, hey, dude, you're doing it wrong. I invite the criticism. Explain though. Don't just say, hey, it's wrong. Explain why you think I'm doing it wrong. That way I can learn. You can learn. Because I'm going to be the first person to throw my mistakes up here. If you've watched any of my videos, you've seen my screw-ups. I'll throw them out there. I'll say I screwed up. Alright, so then I'm going to throw this little bit of cellophane on top. Now this is going to keep the onions from drying out. The onion seed from drying out. There we are. A little cellophane wrapped package of onions. Just like that. That'll keep them from drying out, allow them to germinate. And onions take a long time to germinate. I think like 2 weeks. I don't know, maybe these will say. These don't say. I want to say they're like a solid 14 to 21 days of time before you'll see any sprouting out of this little package of onions. So, yeah, be patient. Go ahead and sprout these guys early. And that is the way I do it. So now I'm going to hop over here to, I might as well, I'm going to do that again. I'll do it again with my bunching onions. Now these are neatos because you can use them. These are green onions basically for you. But rather than going through the process of building a bulb out and going to seed and reproducing the second onion, these guys are cool because they'll build out a bulb and then it'll segment, it'll fragment, segment, it'll break up. So rather than having just one onion, now you got 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're bunching onions. So they don't build that big round head like, you know, like one of these guys. In that amount of space, you're gonna find a dozen onions off of this guy. So bunching onions they're just fun. They're easy. And one of the cool things, and I don't plant them often, is because after you get some bunching onions going, my dad would do this, and it was kind of cool. He'd pull up the bunch, that cluster of onions, and he'd take in all of the bunch into the house for dinner, and he would save that one. He'd save one of that bunch, and he'd stick it right back in the hole. And then it would bunch again. You get another bunch. So that's kind of how bunches and onions work. So it's not often that I have to start them, but I'm going to start them this year. Get a bunch and going in a different location in the garden. Go through the same process. The soil built's about so high in here. Set these right here, and then do the same thing. I'm just gonna put them on thick, like a politician, just thick. Put it on thick. You obviously can't see what I'm doing. The camera's too far apart, but you get the idea. There's quite a few onions. I don't know, there's probably 10, 20 seeds per square inch in this little 6x4 container. Put them on thick like that again. A couple good pinches here. And then I'm going to put a little soil, just a trickle. I don't know if this is necessary, I'm just doing it. I could be wasting time. Again, they don't need to be buried very deep. And I think possibly because I do put the cellophane on, it's not necessary to bury them. I try to hide a few of them. There we go. Just like that. Okay. Cellophane again. Wrap them up tight on the cellophane. There we go. Cellophane tight. Now, I forgot, well, actually one of the most important things is, and that is identifying. Because what happens is these little gut boogers pop up and they all look the same. Grab some tape. Okay, sorry about that. You gotta write down what these things are. You're gonna have a bunch of plants pop up. You'll have no idea what this container is because the containers look the same and the seedlings look the same. So go ahead, before you go too far, tag them. Tag them before you bag them, or after you bag them. This is the ailsa, so I'll write on here, ailsa. Ailsa Craig. Put it on the side here, and some masking tape. There you are, like so. I'll stick that in your face again, show you. All right, so just put it on the side like that. I'll say, so now, obviously these are, you'll be able to tell the difference between this ailsa and whatever this is, right? This is the bunching onion, which is called, it's Tokyo. So I'm gonna not write Tokyo because I'll forget what a Tokyo is. I might not forget. I will write bunch. Because the variety doesn't matter to me as much as its qualities when it comes to the onions. There we go. So now we have the bunch, the Tokyo bunching, and the ailsa giants. Here we are. Okay. Set those over there. I don't know if you guys can see where I put them, but all right, let's jump into the next monster. Okay, so let's look at this. These are the onions I've saved from the previous year, from 2020. And inside of here are the flowers. Now the flowers are they're these little fantastic little, stem comes up and it starbursts. Looks like a firework. Now the firework will come up and it goes kapooey and it blows sparklers in all 180 degrees, 360 degrees, not 180 degrees. So that's how this little flower looks. See if I can find a full one that's not too smashed up because I just crammed them in here. It's hard to tell. I guess I don't have one. This beautiful little flower just blows, and I'll put a picture up in the corner so you can see it. Blows up, and then it leaves you inside of it. So I can get a good shot of this. These little tiny flowers. Each one of these little things are the flower. And inside of those flowers is a little black seed. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna put that up there. If I look at the video and it doesn't show it, I'll show the little black seeds. They're jet black. They're an onion seed, just like we've seen. So what I'll do is I've got a paper towel here, and I will mash up this little flower, and that will help separate the seeds. A couple more of these here. They're just flowers. And we'll separate out the seeds here. Now this doesn't cost you anything. Saving your seeds hardly costs you much more than time and effort. And if you're a gardener and you want to get off your butt and do something, save your seeds. Because this cost me pennies in my own personal time to have near as many seeds as this did. And this is a reasonable price. I'm not going to say that I'm getting gouged at all by these guys. They give me a reasonable price for product. But this is $4. This is $4 for 1.1 grams of seeds. And let's see, this is your burpee everyday variety. This is $2. That's not too bad. And I don't see where they put on the volume, but it's not a gram. It might be a half gram of seeds for $2. So you're talking, yeah, about $4 a gram for onion seeds. Don't tell your local drug dealer, you might start gardening. But seeds are not cheap. All right, so now I've separated these guys, and you can separate further. This is a silly little trick here. Grab a paper plate for this. And I can separate these further because the seeds are heavy and the chaff, flour particulates, don't weigh a thing. And you can do this without getting in trouble with my wife. I don't know if the camera can see this, but I want to blow this in the sink. Make a mess. Now I've got mostly seeds here. I'll do it right here, I guess. Again, the flour doesn't weigh a thing. It's just dried pulp. But the seed has a little weight, so the seed will stay in there. So if you really want to separate these, you can take them out, bounce them around, and blow, or take them out in the breeze. Don't do it in the kitchen, because you'll have to clean up the mess and explain to your wife what you did. And then you'll have a whole lot of seeds separated from the flower heads. All right, that being said, let's go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other two packages. Now I've got quite a few onions separated, and I'm just going to dump them in here. And I'm not going to worry too much about the extra flour pieces. Here we are. That's a few. We'll do some more. And this is an assortment of onions. I couldn't tell you guys what they are. It's like Walla Walla Sweets, some Pontiac Reds, and no, Pontiac's potato. It's Red Wing, I think. That'd be the brand. Get a variety. Some reds and some sweets and some yellow onions, and I just saved from what was growing in the garden rather than throw out the onion that went to seed. There we are. So I do try to take them out of the flowers. It's garbage. Compost. And I'll try to show you guys this again. If that shows it all. I don't think it shows. No. I don't think it's a big deal, all the pulp in here, or all the, what is it, not pulp, it would be fibrous materials. It's all going to rot down. And I'm just going to plant these real heavy in here. Same deal. I don't think I'm going to put soil on these because there's so much of this papery, or this fibery material left from the flowers. I won't bother putting any soil on top of these. So I guess theoretically it's actually easier to plant your saved seeds than the ones that have been separated from their flower. Because a lot of these are still holding, I didn't get all the seeds out, a lot of these are still holding seeds. Alright. little cellophane. It's going to create that little greenhouse, keep that moisture. It will saturate those seeds and get them thinking about growing. There we are. That's it. And right there in the mushroom container. Boom. Oh, we need to put, I'll know because I'm only going to put the assortments in these mushroom containers. But I'll go ahead and mark it of mixed onion. So that, just for uniformity, in case someone asks me what kind, I'll say it's mixed. 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 Okay, that's it, guys. And then I'm gonna just put them out there in the green room, let them do their thing. In about 2 weeks, we should start. I will pull the plastic off. So you don't want to leave the plastic on; they'll just mildew underneath that. But in about 2 weeks, they'll start to sprout, and I'll pull the plastic off and allow them to shoot up from there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too boring for you. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Give me a happy face down in the comments. If you didn't like my video, give me a thumbs down. Give me a crappy face down in the comments. Otherwise, any comment you give to share information with me to help me make better decisions with my growing and my video content, I look forward to hearing from you. So I'll see you guys later.